Ladies and gentlemen, friends and seekers of truth, I greet you today with a message that is both ancient and timely, a revelation not born from mere economics or the shifting theories of modern finance, but rooted in spiritual law, the unseen forces that move mountains and shape destinies. For too long, money has been viewed as either a harsh master or an elusive servant. We chase it, fear it, misuse it, and sometimes worship it, not realizing that money is not a power in itself. It is a reflection, a mirror of the consciousness that wields it. Today I invite you to step beyond the limited understanding of material wealth and into the higher vibration where divine law governs prosperity. These are not laws to be argued with, negotiated, or avoided. They are eternal, precise, and benevolent, waiting only for our recognition and obedience to transform our finances from struggle to flow, from scarcity to sufficiency, and from anxiety to assurance. Let us begin with the first divine law, the law of divine supply. This law declares that all substance, all provision, originates from the infinite source. Your employer is not your supply. Your clients, contracts, or government checks are not your supply. They are mere channels. The source is infinite, invisible, and unfailing. Until this truth settles into the marrow of your bones, you will live at the mercy of externals, fearful when the job ends, desperate when the account dwindles, and reactive to every economic tremor. But the moment you align with the idea that there is a perfect divine supply for every need, and that this supply is inexhaustible, personalized, and immediate, you enter into partnership with abundance itself. Many people pray for money, but few align themselves with the awareness that money is merely one of the many expressions of divine supply. Begin to see money not as paper, metal, or digital code, but as an energy that responds to faith, expectancy, and purpose. Where fear blocks, faith opens. Where anxiety chokes, gratitude releases. You must train your mind to say daily, I do not live by the appearance of lack. I live by the unseen substance that flows to me now, through the perfect channels, under grace and in perfect ways. The law of divine supply is your inheritance. Claim it with clarity, not confusion. The second law is the law of circulation. Money must move. Like blood in the body, it stagnates when hoarded or feared. Some of you cling to every cent with the silent belief that there may not be more coming. This is not caution, it is disbelief in your own source. If you give grudgingly, if you tip sparingly, if you pay your bills with resentment, you are cutting off your own flow. What you release with joy returns multiplied. The one who blesses his spending, who releases his giving with gladness, who pays debts with peace, this person is in rhythm with the divine law. When you circulate money with gratitude and confidence, you show the universe that you trust the process. This does not mean reckless spending or impulsive buying. Divine circulation is intentional, joyful, and generous. It involves blessing every dollar that goes out, knowing it creates room for more to come in. Many people hoard because they believe wealth is safety. True wealth is flow. A lake that has no outlet becomes a swamp. Let your finances reflect the law of generosity, not the fear of loss. Declare, every dollar I release returns to me enriched and multiplied. I am never diminished by my giving. The third law is the law of value alignment. You do not attract what you want, you attract what you are in harmony with. Many people declare prosperity affirmations with their lips while harboring beliefs of unworthiness, guilt, or shame in their hearts. Your inner script, often hidden beneath years of cultural conditioning and past experiences, tells you whether or not you are ready to receive. If deep down you believe that money corrupts, that wealth must come with suffering, or that spiritual people must be poor, then you will unconsciously repel the very abundance you claim to desire. The universe responds to your emotional vibration, not your verbal declarations alone. To align with divine wealth, you must reconcile the soul. Money is not evil, it is neutral. It takes on the vibration of the one who holds it. In the hands of the awakened, money becomes a tool for healing, justice, and joy. But you must believe that you are worthy to be entrusted with it. Do not confuse humility with self-negation. True humility says, yes, I am a vessel for divine substance. Let it flow through me to bless all. So examine your inner script, rewrite it with truth, replace guilt with gratitude, and shame with divine right. You are not a beggar in the economy of heaven, you are a rightful heir. Live and receive as one. The fourth law is the law of purpose. Money that has no mission becomes a burden or a temptation. Money that serves purpose becomes a river of blessing. Too often people seek wealth without vision. They want money for the sake of security, status, or indulgence, and then wonder why it slips through their fingers or invites inner conflict. Divine law asks not only, do you want it? But what will you do with it? What is your money meant to build, support, heal, or liberate? When you link your desire for wealth to a higher purpose, whether that be raising children with peace, starting a healing center, funding education, or simply living a life of dignity and generosity, you activate a greater power. The universe rushes to support those whose wealth is tied to the expansion of good. If your purpose is shallow, your prosperity will be shallow. But when you say, "Let me be wealthy so I may bless others, serve well, and live fully," then you are in the divine current. And remember, purpose need not be grand to be powerful. A modest home filled with love, a business built on integrity, a life free from financial fear, these are sacred purposes. Money will honor those who honor it by giving it direction. So clarify your why, and let that clarity attract the how. The fifth law is the law of faith and imagination. All wealth begins in the unseen. Before it enters your hands, it must first take shape in your mind. Every fortune, every enterprise, every successful shift in finances began as an image, an idea, a conviction held within. If your imagination is filled with debt, failure, lack, or dread, you are misusing the most powerful creative faculty you possess. To live under divine law, you must retrain your imagination to see, feel, and expect abundance, not abstractly, but specifically. Picture the bank account with joy, not stress. Imagine yourself paying for things with ease. Visualize writing the check, making the donation, receiving the raise. But more than visualizing events, feel the emotional reality of freedom, sufficiency, and peace. Faith is not passive hope, it is active expectancy. It is the deep inner knowing that what you have seen in the unseen will take shape in the seen. Those who dwell in fear imagine worst-case scenarios and then call themselves realists when those scenarios unfold. But fear is not realism. It is misplaced imagination. You must discipline your inner vision. Say daily, "I see only abundance. I walk in the atmosphere of divine provision. My faith draws all good things to me." Now, let your imagination be your sanctuary, not your battlefield. The sixth law is the law of right action. No amount of visualization or affirmation will override the need for aligned action. Divine wealth is not for the idle dreamer, but for the one who moves in faith. This does not mean hustle or grind, it means obedience to inner guidance. When you pray for provision, listen for the next inspired step, and take it. That step may be to apply, to forgive, to create, to release, to learn, or to rest. It may not always make sense, but it will always bring peace. Right action is action that is led by spiritual intuition, not fear or control. Many people delay their good because they wait for perfect conditions. But divine law does not require perfect conditions, it only requires willingness and trust. The money you seek may be waiting on the other side of one bold move. Perhaps you have been sitting on a gift, a solution, a business, or a message that the world is waiting for. Do not delay. Right action opens the channel. Every inspired step you take is a seed. Some may bloom immediately, others will take time, but all are honored by the universe. Let your mantra be, "I move when Spirit says move. My action is guided, fruitful, and blessed." Finally, we arrive at the seventh law, the law of gratitude and completion. What you appreciate, appreciates. Gratitude is not a spiritual nicety, it is a magnet. It transforms your frequency from lack to fullness. Many people are waiting to be grateful until the money comes, the debt clears, or the wealth arrives. But gratitude is not reactive, it is creative. You must give thanks before the miracle, not just after. You must bless the $10 as you would bless the 10,000. You must bless the empty wallet with the same energy you would bless the full one. This is not delusion, it is dominion. When you express gratitude in the face of lack, you affirm your trust in divine order. You declare that appearances do not shake your belief in supply. And with this faith, you complete the circuit. Every transaction of giving and receiving, every lesson and blessing, must be completed with thanksgiving. It closes the loop and prepares you for more. Do not resent your past mistakes with money, thank them for what they taught you. Do not curse your creditors, bless them and release them. In the spirit of completion, you free yourself from the energy of regret and open to the energy of readiness. Say with power, I am grateful for all I have. I am grateful for all that is coming. I live in the fullness of the now. Beloved, these 7 laws are not theory, they are spiritual technology. They work when you work them, they are impartial, exact, and infinitely loving. Money is not a game of luck, nor a battle of will, it is a divine agreement, an unfolding dance between your consciousness and the universal source. If you feel blocked, shift inward. If you feel anxious, return to truth. If you feel small, remember your inheritance. Do not let the world shrink your vision or poison your joy. You were not born to scrape by, to chase crumbs, or to be at the mercy of a failing system. You were born to walk in grace, to command with wisdom, and to give with boldness. You were born to live in a world where spirit governs matter, not the other way around. So I leave you with this: dare to believe, dare to release, dare to align, dare to imagine, dare to act, dare to complete. Your wealth is not coming. It already exists in the unseen. It is waiting on your permission. Speak the word, walk the path, and let divine money move through you as a force of good, a vessel of healing, and a testimony to the sacred law that governs all. Thank you. You who are listening today are not here by chance. Something in your spirit was drawn to these words because something in your life is ready to shift. These laws do not arrive in our awareness randomly. They knock on the door of consciousness when the soul is ripe for expansion. The human heart knows when it is time to end cycles of financial fear, to lay down the burden of survival, and to rise into the joy of co-creation with the divine. But this rising is not done with clenched fists or frantic effort. It is done with open hearts and quiet certainty. The world may tell you to fight for your place, to scramble for opportunity, to chase wealth as though it is scarce and slippery. But divine law tells a different story. It tells you that your good is not outside of you but within, that you do not need to conquer others to prosper, because in truth, there is no competition in spirit. What is yours by divine right cannot be withheld, and what belongs to another cannot be forced into your life, no matter how hard you try. There is deep peace in this knowing. It ends envy. It dissolves anxiety. It silences the voice of comparison. It allows you to celebrate the prosperity of others as evidence that prosperity is real, present, and unfolding in infinite forms. Let us speak plainly. Many of you have been operating under the consciousness of struggle, not because you are weak, but because you have been conditioned, by systems, by histories, by well-meaning but limited voices, to believe that financial ease is a privilege given to the few, not a birthright accessible to all. You may have been taught to glorify hardship as a sign of virtue, or to hide your desires as if wanting more is inherently greedy. But I tell you, a soul aligned with divine wealth does not become selfish, it becomes generous. True abundance does not isolate, it connects. It does not puff up, it overflows. It is only when money is pursued outside of spiritual principle that it turns toxic. But when prosperity is rooted in purpose, humility and love, it becomes holy. It becomes the channel through which dreams are built, families are healed, communities are restored, and legacies are written. So let us dismantle every lie that says you must earn your worth, hustle endlessly, or compromise your integrity to be prosperous. You do not have to betray your soul to live well. You do not have to abandon your peace to succeed. The real work is not in the outer chase, but in the inner alignment. Perhaps as you listen, doubts rise. That is natural. The old patterns do not vanish without protest. You may say, but I've tried, I've prayed, I've affirmed. Still, I struggle. And to this I say with love, trying is not the same as aligning, wanting is not the same as believing, and wishing is not the same as embodying. The laws we speak of today are not activated by desperation, they are activated by resonance. You must become the vibration of what you desire. You cannot say, I want freedom, while rehearsing mental scripts of defeat. You cannot declare abundance while entertaining conversations soaked in scarcity. You must make your whole life a reflection of what you are calling in. Your words, your environment, your relationships, your habits, they must echo the frequency of your intention. This is not easy work, but it is sacred work. And every shift you make, no matter how small, signals to the universe that you are ready to be trusted with more. Each time you choose faith over fear, action over avoidance, truth over illusion, you clear a pathway for divine wealth to find you. Do not be discouraged if the outer results take time. Spirit is never rushed, the roots go deep before the blossom appears. And let us not mistake prosperity for one narrow image. Divine wealth is not always flashy, nor loud. Sometimes it shows up in the peace of knowing your bills are paid. Sometimes it is the blessing of time, freedom, or the joy of working in your gift without exhaustion. Sometimes it is the ability to say yes to rest, or no to what drains you. These are not small things. They are sacred luxuries in a world that idolizes busyness and glorifies lack. You must begin to redefine wealth in your own terms, beyond the noise of consumerism and status games. Ask yourself, what does true abundance feel like to me? What would it mean to prosper in soul, not just in bank account? Let that vision guide your goals. Let that definition anchor your decisions. Do not chase symbols, seek substance. Do not copy others' paths. Listen for your own. The divine has already planted within you the precise blueprint for your abundance. You do not have to invent it. You only need to uncover it, nurture it, and walk in trust. Your path may not look like the world's map, but if it is lit by spirit, it will lead you exactly where you are meant to go. And now, I must speak to one more truth, perhaps the hardest for some to accept. Forgiveness is a key to wealth. Unforgiveness binds you to the past. It drains your creative energy. It locks your mind in a loop of what was instead of freeing you to receive what is. Many people are not broke because of the economy. They are broke because of bitterness. They carry unresolved wounds, debts of the heart, stories of betrayal, and shame like invisible chains. These energies cloud your channel. They lower your vibration. They whisper lies about what you deserve. If you truly desire to walk in divine wealth, you must clear the debris. Forgive the one who mishandled you. Release the memory of failure. Bless the former version of yourself who didn't know better. You are not who you were. You are not your past decisions. You are not your family's financial history. You are a new creation, and each day gives you the power to choose again. Say it aloud if you must. I forgive. I release. I bless. I am free. Do not carry the old weights into your new season. Let them go, and watch what flows. Now, for those who have businesses, missions, or creative endeavors, hear this: your work is not just a means to make money, it is your ministry. Your art, your service, your leadership, your innovation, these are vehicles through which divine law expresses itself. You must treat your work as sacred, not just strategic. Operate with excellence, not just efficiency. Build with integrity, not just ambition. Let your clients, your customers, your audience, feel the frequency of truth in everything you offer. This will set you apart in ways that no marketing scheme ever could. People are starved for authenticity. They are drawn to the vibration of trust. And when you bring your full self into your work, when you let divine wisdom guide your pricing, your partnerships, your priorities, you will prosper, not by force, but by favor. Do not undercharge out of fear. Do not overextend out of pride. Ask Spirit, daily, how would you have me serve today? How would you have me earn today? What is the highest expression of my gift? The answers will come, and with them provision will follow. And for those of you who may not yet see the fruit of these truths in your lives, I offer you this comfort. The seed does not doubt the harvest. It simply does its work in silence, trusting the sun, the soil, and the seasons. You too are in a process. Honor it. Do not despise the small steps. Do not belittle the quiet progress. Every shift in mindset, every act of courage, every decision to trust instead of panic, is movement toward abundance. Keep your hands open. Keep your spirit lifted. Keep your heart aligned. The laws we have spoken of do not fail. They only wait for you to match their rhythm, and when you do, the results will come suddenly, sometimes quietly, but always perfectly timed. So I close with this: you are not at the mercy of the world's economy. You are governed by a higher order. The source from which all wealth flows is not in crisis. It does not fluctuate with markets. It does not fear inflation. It is eternal, intelligent, and already at work on your behalf. Your task is not to control the outcome, but to align with the cause. These 7 laws of supply, circulation, value alignment, purpose, imagination, right action, and gratitude are not just principles, they are lifelines. They are invitations to live differently, to trust more deeply, to receive more fully. Let them guide you, let them shape your decisions, let them carry you into a life where money no longer rules you, but serves you, where wealth is not a source of pressure, but a path to peace. Walk in these truths, not just today, but each day. Speak them aloud, teach them to your children, embody them in your work. And as you do, know this: you are not alone. The universe responds. The doors open, the resources gather, and all that you need is already on its way, not because you have earned it through toil, but because you have claimed it through truth. Let it be so. Let it begin now. Thank you. Together on this sacred journey of remembrance and restoration, I ask you to pause for just a moment, not to listen more, but to feel. Feel the subtle shift that has already begun in your energy field. Feel the soft unraveling of old constraints, the dissolving of ideas that never belonged to you. Something ancient within you already recognizes these laws, not as new information, but as familiar truths returning to the surface. The soul always knows when it is hearing something eternal. And if you can allow yourself to feel the resonance more deeply than you analyze the logic, you will begin to experience what cannot be taught, only awakened. This is not about mental effort, it is about spiritual alignment, and in that alignment, something powerful and graceful unfolds. You begin to live not by effort alone, but by principle, not by fear of what may happen, but by faith in what is unfolding. This is the turning point. It is not marked by thunder or applause, but by the quiet inner decision to no longer live in contradiction with your divine inheritance. Consider now how these laws, if practiced consistently and embodied honestly, could change not just your personal finances, but the economic atmosphere of your home, your business, your community. Imagine a household where children are taught to bless every coin they hold. Imagine a workplace where transactions are guided by fairness, generosity, and clarity. Imagine a neighborhood where neighbors no longer compete for scarce resources, but share in the belief that what blesses one can bless all. This is not idealism, it is spiritual realism. The laws of divine wealth are not limited by man-made systems. In fact, they have always functioned despite them. They are the underground rivers of provision that feed those who dare to see beyond the illusion of lack. Your life can become a testament to this reality, not just in what you say, but in how you live. Let your financial life be a witness to what happens when divine truth is made practical. Let your increase be quiet but steady, your choices wise but generous, your presence a calming force in chaotic times. That is true prosperity. It is not loud, it is not frantic, it is not boastful, it is serene, sovereign, and deeply rooted in trust. Now let us speak briefly to those moments when fear creeps in again, because it will. These laws do not make you immune to challenge, but they do make you immune to defeat, if you remember. When the bills seem larger than your current means, remember this is not a test of your worth, but of your remembrance. You are not meant to shrink in fear, but to rise in consciousness. Speak to the appearance. Call it by its name. Affirm your authority. Declare that divine supply is already responding, already unfolding, already arranging perfect channels. Do not beg. Do not panic. Stand in your knowing. You are not asking for a favor. You are claiming a principle. You are not praying for crumbs. You are affirming the table already prepared for you. And sometimes, yes, the channel through which the provision arrives may surprise you. It may not come the way you expected, but it will come in the way that is most precise for your growth and highest good. So trust the how. Focus only on the alignment. The universe is not short on creativity, and divine law never runs out of options. In this same spirit, I must now remind you of the role of rest in prosperity. We live in a world that equates worth with productivity, and treats exhaustion as a badge of honor, but divine wealth is not birthed through burnout. It flows through clarity. And clarity comes not from frantic action but from stillness. Many of you are doing too much while trusting too little. You are over-functioning in the outer world, while under-nourishing the inner world. That imbalance creates not just stress, but resistance to flow. Divine action is not constant motion, it is precise motion. It is knowing when to move, and when to be still. It is working from guidance, not pressure. Rest is not laziness. It is spiritual receptivity. Some of your greatest financial breakthroughs will come not while you are striving, but while you are listening. Let there be space in your schedule for silence. Let there be moments when you pause, breathe, and ask, "What now, Spirit?" And if the answer is rest, then honor that as deeply as you would any strategy or opportunity. The soil must lie fallow at times for harvest to be rich. Let me now address a group often overlooked in discussions of prosperity, those in service-based caregiving, healing, or artistic roles. You who give of yourselves in invisible ways, who labor with love, but sometimes feel unseen or underpaid, know this: your gift is sacred, and the laws of divine wealth do not forget you. They are not biased toward the glamorous or the commercial. They respond to authenticity and alignment, not to marketing metrics. If you have been taught that spiritual or creative work should be done only for love and never for livelihood, release that lie now. The universe compensates all who serve in truth. Your gifts are valuable not because of their market rate, but because of their energetic contribution. When you charge for your service, you are not charging for your soul, you are honoring the exchange. And when you give without depletion, you are not sacrificing, you are circulating. Let your offerings be both sacred and sustainable. Ask for what your work is worth. Receive it with grace. Use it with wisdom. That too is divine economy. I would also invite you to examine your relationship with receiving. Many people are willing to give, but deeply uncomfortable with receiving. They deflect compliments, resist support, underprice their work, or downplay their needs, all while praying for abundance. But receiving is not weakness, it is completion. The breath requires both inhale and exhale. The river both gives and takes. You cannot outgive the divine, but you must allow it to give to you. If someone offers to pay you more than you expected, accept it. If an opportunity comes with ease, do not question it. If life wants to bless you in ways that feel unfamiliar, say yes. Practice receiving as a spiritual discipline. Say to yourself, "I am open, I am ready. I receive without guilt, without shame, without fear. I am a worthy vessel of divine good," and mean it. The more you receive with integrity, the more you can give with freedom. The two are not at odds, they are partners in the dance of divine flow. And now, let us return once more to the essence of all these laws, that money at its core is energy. It is not just a currency of commerce, it is a currency of consciousness. It reflects the thoughts, beliefs, intentions, and vibrations of those who handle it. This is why sudden wealth without spiritual foundation often leads to crisis, and why modest income, handled with sacred awareness, can generate immense peace. It is not the number that matters, it is the vibration behind the number. So as you go forward, do not focus only on earning more, focus on becoming more aligned, more attuned, more courageous, more grateful. Let your money be an extension of your spiritual practice. Let your finances reflect your values, your purpose, your joy. Whether you are handling $1 or 1 million, do so with reverence. Speak kindly to your money, bless it, thank it, direct it. It will respond. All energy does. And as we prepare to close, I want you to take with you a vision, not just of what you want, but of who you are becoming. See yourself not merely as someone who seeks abundance, but as someone who radiates it. See yourself as the calm one in the storm, the generous one in the drought, the wise one in the marketplace, the peaceful one in the planning. Let this vision steady you when doubt whispers. Let it lift you when the path feels slow. Let it remind you that you are not just here to survive, you are here to thrive, and to help others do the same. The laws we have spoken of are not temporary tactics. They are eternal truths. They are yours to live by, yours to pass on, yours to embody in every moment. So walk forward now, not with fear, but with fire, not with panic, but with peace. Know that the same power that set the stars in motion is at work in your finances, guiding your increase, preparing your harvest, and guarding your path. You are not lacking, you are not lost, you are not too late, you are right on time.